Welcome back. Well, as you can see, we're leaving Haast. This is the morning after our ride down the west coast and our little trip up to Jackson Bay. And we had the night at the Heritage Park Motel, had a great meal at the Hard Antler pub on the corner. There were steaks, there were whitebait sandwiches, there was all kinds of food. So feeling well satisfied, and overnight we listened to the rain falling quite heavily overnight. But I woke up in the morning, this is around about 8 o'clock as we hit the road, and although the roads are wet, there's no particular rain as we got on our way, and the first order of business is breakfast. So we're riding now, heading towards Haast Pass. We'll stop at the Gates of Haast, and we're on our way to Makarora Country Lodge. We're going to get some breakfast there. Now, it was fine when we left our lodgings early in the morning, but we could sense there was still some rain yet to come down, and we were right. So we had the foresight to put on our wet weather gear, and we needed it within about 30 minutes of being on the road. There was some kind of misty overhang through the over the roads as we were travelling along, and then it became a little bit wet. We got to the Gates of Haast, parked the bikes up, had a good look around, and at that point the rain started to clear a little bit, and we had a pretty enjoyable sweet run on from there the way to Makarora. Now I really enjoyed as we came up the hill the way the light was playing through the trees from the sun coming up over the mountains to our left. Really made the place look magical, especially with the rain having just recently fallen, and the sunbeams coming through was quite spectacular. Now I think we once again just got the joy of having an early start was that there wasn't really many people on the road at all as we were making our way over the hills to head down the other side to Makarora, and no complaints about that. Having the road to yourself and just enjoying the solitude in here apart from our bikes coming through was kind of special. Now we stopped and had a pretty decent breakfast at the Makarora Country Lodge. Fantastic breakfast actually, and by the time we got out of there the sun had finally got up and started to force away a lot of the weather that we'd experienced on the other side of the hills. As we rode up alongside, this is still all State Highway 6 by the way, as we rode up alongside of Lake Wanaka, which is here on the right hand side, there was the last remnants of rain or misty stuff going on. However, once we got past here and over the neck heading through to Lake Hawea, we really struck gold, and the weather turned beautiful for the rest of the ride. We're going to take this one all the way up to Cardrona, but first of all I always enjoy coming around this corner and seeing ahead of us Lake Hawea spreading out. Beautiful lake. Certainly don't get scenery and roads like this up in Auckland, so pretty happy every time we come down to the South Island to make the most of these experiences and the roads that we get to see and the scenery we get to take in. It's just South Island, it's made for motorbikes, that's what I can tell you, and that's my opinion. Coming around Lake Hawea this way means we're heading up towards Wanaka Township itself, and this video today is going to take us through to Cardrona. The ride itself continued after Cardrona. We stopped there for a bite and wet the whistle before we headed up over the Crown Range through to Queenstown and onwards to Te Anau, and that's going to be in next week's video. This one will take us through to Cardrona. Now if you're wondering how far all of this is that we've travelled so far with this video today, from the Heritage Park through to the Cardrona Hotel, it's around about 160 kilometres give or take, a little bit more I think. But that is, and it's not terribly far in that respect. However, this is one of the absolute spectacular rides that should be on the radar of every motorbike rider, especially if you're lucky enough to get to the South Island, or maybe if you live here. If you live here, for sure you probably would have done this. If you haven't, well, what are you waiting for? This ride with the range of scenery and amazing views is one not to be missed. It should be on everybody's list. Now from that big roundabout there, if we'd turned right instead of going straight ahead, we would have been heading towards Wanaka Township and Lake Wanaka itself, which, if you've got the time, is a great place to visit. We were not planning to do that today. We've done that before. What we're doing today is just making a run along this road. We're on Cardrona Valley Road now, and we're heading up to the pretty famous Instagram photographed hotel, the Cardrona Hotel, which is well worth a stop, let me tell you that. As we're getting closer to Cardrona, I thought we were going to get a bath from this irrigation guy. He was very enthusiastically watering the fields and half the road back there, but somehow managed to dodge the spurts from the hose. Now looking around at the weather we're riding in now, you might be wondering, is this still the same day that we left Haast early in the morning at 8 o'clock? Yes it is. This is about 3 hours later, just after 11 o'clock in the morning. We did stop for breakfast, had a bit of a break at Makarora, but about 3 hours later, and you can see the day's totally turned around, and we've got some awesome weather which augurs well for our run up the Crown Range later after we finished at the Cardrona Hotel. And we're in the final stages now, getting really close to our destination for this part of the journey and this video, where we're going to be pulling into the Cardrona Hotel. So I hope you've enjoyed this little run along here. I'm certainly enjoying having a look back at the ride that we did. It's as good as I remember it, maybe even a little bit more. So come back next week. We'll be carrying on the ride here from the Cardrona Hotel, over the Crown Range through to Queenstown, up the Devil's Staircase and onwards to Te Anau, where we're going to be overnighting. So thanks for watching this far. Take care out there, ride safe. See you on the next one.